the desk worker. This is so important because so many of us spend hours and hours a day working on a computer. And then we come home and we get on our computers even more. So the average New York City person spends at least 8.5 hours looking at a screen. Most often it's a laptop, which is not ergonomic. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make a laptop ergonomic, how to make your workstation perfectly ergonomic so you can get hours and hours of work done without pain, without neck pain, headaches, tension headaches, carpal tunnel syndrome, low back pain, sciatica. So first off, let's discuss the chair. Now, you don't need to go out and spend a lot of money on a fancy chair. This is a Herman Miller chair. I actually bought this used on eBay, but you don't need to go and spend that kind of money on a chair, on a fancy chair. But I will tell you, if the bottom of the chair has this netted material, that tends to have more give to it. And what that does is it helps take some pressure off your lower spine. Now, when you sit straight up, that actually they put transducers in the spine to measure how much weight, how much pressure is on the discs in the lower back. And they found that when you're sitting straight up, you have about 185 pounds of pressure. Obviously, it varies depending on your weight, but 185 pounds of pressure on your lower spine. Think about that. That's a lot. Okay, now you lean forward and that increases the pressure. You lean back and that decreases, that lowers the pressure on the lumbar spine. So I'm not telling you to lean all the way back, even backwards in zero gravity while you're on your computer, but if you're someone that has sciatica, oftentimes you're more comfortable laying on your back than sitting. You can check out my other videos on sciatica and stretches for sciatica, but this video here is just about ergonomics. So you want to take a look at your chair first and foremost. And then you want to make sure that the chair has a lot of adjustable parts. The armrests being one, the second one being the height, and the third being the tilt back and forth, the stiffness to the chair. I would say those are the three main things that you're looking for in a chair. And you can get just about any chair offers that. Again, netted bottom. I'll leave a couple links below for some good chairs. All the links I'll leave down in the description of this video. You also want to make sure, the last thing that I didn't mention was to have a lumbar support that is adjustable. Okay, so all of these four things need to be adjustable. The seat height, the armrest height, and some of them even have a width, adjustable width, and lumbar, adjustable lumbar for your lower back. And last but not least, the stiffness, the tilt back and forth on the chair itself. Once you've done that, you want to set yourself up in the chair properly so your shoulders are relaxed in the armrest. You want to set the armrests right at that position. You want to set the armrest like this, and you don't want to droop down or slouch to reach your armrest. So in a nice, normal, good posture, you want to make sure that shoulders are level and your armrests are adjusted appropriately. Okay, once you do that, you're going to go ahead and adjust the backrest and adjust the lumbar cushion, and then also adjust the stiffness. You want to go back straight up like this would be 90 degrees. So you want to go about anywhere from 95 to 120, 125, 125 degrees. So, you know, a good 10-degree tilt is fine there, right in the middle there. I like it at about 100. So then what you're going to do is you're going to adjust the height of your chair. So you want to make sure that your feet, first of all, are flat on the floor. And you're going to adjust the chair height. And once you do that, you're all set. Now that we've set up the chair, we're going to set up the monitor next. Now the monitor, it's important to have it about arm's distance away while you're at the keyboard, okay? And you also want to have the top inch down from the top of the monitor at eye level. It's important also to note that you don't want to strain to look at it. So you don't want to be leaning forward at your computer and straining, because if you do that, you're adding added pressure to the lower discs in the spine, and then you're adding pressure on the neck, the back of the neck. You can create tension headaches. You don't want to do that. You don't want to strain. So you want to sit like you normally would. If it's sitting back as your normal posture, you want to make sure that the line of division, the line of drive is 90 degrees. So you don't have to squint. So I had to just tilt it down a little bit. And you can see here, really the eyes should be near the top of the screen or the middle of the screen. You don't want it any lower than that. Because if you have it down here on the desk, look at my head tilt. If I was looking down here at the screen versus this, it's a big difference, And that's going to make you much more productive with less pain. One other thing I'd like to add is with the mouse, it's good to have a downward sloping mouse. Apple does not make that, but you can certainly add something underneath to make it slope down, like I've done here. Also, you could get a pad right here to put your wrists on to prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. So all of these things, I'll put links down in the description, and a little shameless promotion. If you could, I hope you like my videos, and I hope you subscribe so you can see more of them. Now I want to go over a standing desk and how that should be set up. So there's a few things to know about standing desks. First off, there are a few different types. Number one, you can get a standing desk that's an external standing desk that just sits right on top of your desk. There's a company called VariDesk that some of you may have heard of, and that's an alternate solution. There are other companies that make them, and the nice thing about that is you can put that on any desk or any reasonable sized desk, and they come in different sizes. And if you move your office space or if you move apartments, you can always bring that with you and set that up anywhere on top of a desk. And it's usually got a hydraulic piece that lifts up. Now, as you'll see here, this is a standing desk that drills into the wall. So it's a space-saving standing desk. And you can see right here, we have our computer tower here. So this is actually a desktop setup. Now, you can do the same for a laptop as well. You would just have to buy an external monitor and attach it to the standing desk. When you are buying a standing desk, if you decide not to get the tabletop kind, the VariDesk kind, but one that either drills into the wall like this as a space saver, or just an actual desk, a freestanding desk that has a hydraulic lift, either way, whatever you decide, if you have a desktop, obviously it's easier to set up. You can put that tower anywhere on the floor or on the table, on the side, underneath the table, but you want to make sure that your standing desk has a place to put the monitor, but also that you can raise the monitor up and down. This is not my favorite standing desk. I thought that you could raise this monitor a little bit higher. And if you look here, the way it's set up, there are some nice features because it's a space-saving feature, and us being in New York City, we needed that. But this has got some nice features. It's got the mouse pad that slides out on either the left or the right side, depending on whether you're a righty or a lefty. This desk, it's not perfect because you can't raise the monitor higher than this. So I have the monitor at its highest level. Let's say you had a laptop. You can't screw a laptop in up here. So when you buy a standing desk, make sure that you get something that's going to be right for your setup, whether you have a laptop or a desktop. Obviously this piece right back here, you can screw any kind of outside monitor that you would get with a normal desktop version, and you can screw it right into here. With a laptop, you're not going to be able to do that, so you might have to buy an external monitor with your laptop and screw it in up here on the back height rest of the stand-up desk. And you don't want to put your monitor down on top of the stand-up desk, because then you're going to run into the same problems that you had with a sit-down desk if you put your computer monitor on the desk. You have your head tilted down like I showed you before. So again, something to raise your monitor up. You can buy an external monitor, and you can put your keyboard down here or your laptop down here and close it flat, and then slide that back in just like that. This is called an Ergotron space-saving stand-up desk, and as you can see here, it goes in different directions, so I can actually sit down and work on the computer as well as stand up and work on the computer. And the same thing applies when you're standing. You want to make sure that when you're standing that the desk is at a height where your elbow is at a right angle or a 90-degree angle, and your forearm and wrist are flat on the keyboard. So I don't want it down like this, because you can see this is not straight right here when I'm doing this. I want it more like this right here, okay? And you can see I got my elbow in at my side while I'm on the mouse. I don't have it out here. This is no good. The second you take your arm 10 degrees away from the side of your body, your elbow away from the side of your body, you start to contract the supraspinatus muscle. So this is no good. But this, with my elbow in at my side, is ideal. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below, and thanks for stopping by.